Good morning, America. Good afternoon from Germany. Market is open and we had producer price index today. So let's see what the market is doing right now. And switch here to my screen. In our economic calendar, we see that the PPI monthly numbers came in a little bit lower than expected with 0.2% instead of the forecast of 0.3%. Same with core PPI was in line here, and the yearly number, as you can see here, PPI was also a little bit lower than expected, 2.3 instead of 2.4%. The jobless claims were a little bit higher than expected. Initial jobless claims were at 264k instead of 245k. So again, we see in this weekly number here a little bit weakness of the job market. A little sign of weakness here, maybe some more signs of this coming recession. So less inflation, higher initial jobless claims. This is what I want to see and what the Federal Reserve wants to see. Let's see if we can see this as well in the CME FedWatch tool. Expectation went to 97% for no change here for the next Federal Reserve meeting and only 3% for a next 25 basis points rate hike. The probabilities for the next meetings almost the same, ending the year at 4.5% here. So no change here, only some changes for the next year. So you see ending the year 2024 at 3%. So the market is expecting a big drop of interest rate level within the next 1.5 years. Okay, to the market. The market was a little bit euphoric. So we see that we made highs or tried to make new highs. We had pre-market highs here of Nasdaq at 13,464 points, and we tried to retest these levels, as you can see here, at 2:30 p.m. my time, which is 8:30 a.m. Eastern. When the numbers went out of PPI, we tried to retest these levels, but when the market opened, we had a sell-off today, so we clearly see that these numbers are not really good for the market, or the market expected some more. So let's see it on a daily candle chart. And we had new highs yesterday. Yesterday was interesting. I will show you on a 15-minute chart because we just saw the opening there. So finally we made this 100% reversal I was talking about in the live stream yesterday. You can see this was a breakout level, or better the high point before the breakout here. And you can see we really went back to this breakout level here, to the high point before the breakout, and then you can see on a 50-minute time frame this doji candle here, which was indicating a reversal. And then it happened. We went back to VWAP when we had a retest of VWAP from above. Then we broke above the parabolic and it was indicating some more strength here, and we retested the market day's high here and ended at almost the high point, just a little sell-off here back to the 13,400 level. But during the Asian session, the market was strong and we even made new highs here. So this was pre-market 13,447 points, almost the same like yesterday, which was 13,448. And now with PPI numbers, we had new highs here, almost the same like pre-market here during the European session. So let's see if the market can come back and retest this level during the opening hours. So I would short it immediately if we will go back to these levels, because we have already seen these signs of weakness here. And I will show you some more signs of weakness, because look at our pre-indicator here from Euro US dollar. Look at this weakness. We were down to 109. So look at this. Really weak. We broke below the previous lows from yesterday and the day before yesterday. And you see how weak the Euro US dollar currency pair is right now. And what does this mean? Like always, a strength of the US dollar means a weakness of the market pretty soon. Why is the money pulled out of the markets and going back into US dollar as safe haven? Because there is fear in the market. And we can also see this if we look at VIX. VIX is back at 17.7. So the market is still higher than the lows of yesterday, but VIX already went up by 4.5%. So yes, it is still a long way to retest the 20 level and above, but you see how fast VIX can move if fear is coming back into the market. And the numbers weren't bad today with PPI. So yeah, it's interesting to see that there are some more signs of weakness here. The same with crude oil pulling back a little bit. We retested the next Fibonacci level again, so we are within the zone right now. Let's see if we will break to the downside or retest the upper level. Yeah, probably we will stay here for a while and then retest one of the boundaries to the upper or lower level. The same for natural gas, no big moves right now, staying below the moving averages here and just going sideways. We will probably retest the $2 level soon before we will rise to higher levels then. Yeah, let's just wait and keep it on our watch list. More interesting right now is again from the commodity section sugar and as well orange juice. So let's begin with sugar here. Sugar retested its previous high point, or almost retested. Previous high point was $26.83, and yesterday we had the high point of $26.74. So we are still above the 9-day EMA level, and you see the parabolic indicated a short trend, but we broke above yesterday again, so parabolic went to the downside and indicates an uptrend again. Yeah, it's still strong here, even if we didn't manage to break above the previous high point. We are still above the 9 EMA level, and it's in a strong uptrend with sugar here. Still on my watch list, waiting for some weakness to short it, or waiting for more implied volatility to short a call in the option market. Orange juice is really interesting because if you look here, orange juice, let's bring this up. Orange juice, July. So with orange juice on a daily time frame, you see this big drop here at the beginning of the week. So this was a drop of 4.5%, and these 2 days combined were about 9.3% drop. So we went to the limit down on these 2 days. This was the maximum the orange juice price can move, and you clearly see that we went below this important level here. So this was a previous low point several times, then we closed right there, and on the next day we had a big sell-off and closed a lot lower. So yesterday we made an interesting candle. This is a doji candle. Normally we see a little bit of rejection from this level and a bounce back. So maybe we will see a bounce back to the 260 level, but this would be a nice level to enter some more shorts, because we often see a break below this level here, below the previous support level, and then there is a 70-80% chance that we will see a retest of this breakthrough level. So yeah, probably we'll see this in the next trading days, a retest of the 260 cents area, and this would be a nice level for me to short here into orange juice. What else is interesting right now? Yeah, some stocks again, back to Tesla. Tesla wasn't able to make new highs, so you see the weakness compared to Nasdaq again. No chance here for making new highs. We tested yesterday the previous high point, but weren't able to close higher, and today we are lower by how much? By half a percentage point already. The same for Nvidia. So here we see on a daily time frame. On a daily time frame, the fourth consecutive day we're trying to go above $291, but no chance. So rejected from this level here. So yeah, it's interesting. It's still strong, but not as strong as the market. And the Nasdaq is making new highs, but Nvidia isn't able to make new highs right now. And finally our ES future. So here we see even more weakness, so no highs at all, just in the sideways trading phase and retesting the previous lows. Yeah, still some room to retest the lows of yesterday, but you can clearly see that this is not a real uptrend. We are still in a sideways trading phase, and it's not really interesting to take on a long trade here in ES future or S&P 500 index. Yeah, the most interesting thing for me is Euro-US dollar right now, because we have broken these previous lows here, and therefore there's more downside potential. Of course, this level here could be a smaller support, but you see this uptrend. We had the previous uptrend here, and then it went into a sideways trading phase, and now this sideways trading phase is broken. So if we close here, especially if we close the week tomorrow below these previous low points here, and there's more downside potential. Next target 108.50, maybe 108. So more room for a stronger US dollar and a weaker euro, especially if we see a downturn in the stock markets and more fear from the banking sector, for example. Short put on Airbnb, Diego. Yeah, let's look at the Airbnb. So they had earnings, and yeah, I think they went down on the earnings. So let's see Airbnb, which are up today a little bit by 0.4%, but you can clearly see the earnings weren't taken really good here. From 129 down to 107, so this is really steep. 17% move after the earnings, not bad. So a little bit of a recovery here. Let's just see how big the recovery potential is here with the Fibonacci retracement. We can go back to the $118 area, which would be a nice level to be rejected again. So 115.50 and then 118 could be nice level. So you see the high point yesterday exactly matches here with the Fibonacci level, and then the next point would be 118. So yes, a short put is interesting, but we have to look at the implied volatility like always, because implied volatility is dropping here after the earnings, and you see the implied volatility dropped hard from about 51% down to below 39%. Let's just see this on a higher time frame. And there you see it's not really interesting to sell options right now with this low implied volatility, because you are not paid for the movements the stock will make. And yeah, you see it's still in the sideways trading phase. So this week had a low point at the previous low, and there's no breakout from this sideways trading phase. You see this big green candle here. So all these candles here after the week of 13th February are just inbound candles and inline candles, and there's no breakout from this area, and therefore it's not really interesting. Yes, of course, time is in your favor. It could be interesting just to sit it out and wait with a short put, but you won't get enough premium here with this low implied volatility. Therefore, I wouldn't sell puts right now on Airbnb. Okay. What else is interesting? If you have some stocks, just write them down in the chat and we can talk about them. Let's just go back to Nasdaq and see how far the index has dropped already. So we are still below 13,400 right now. Let's go to a 5-minute time frame. So we had a retest of the 9 EMA level here, but you see we are making lower highs, lower lows. So let's see if we can break above again or retest the exponential moving average and then go back to the Fibonacci to the parabolic dot here, which will act as a resistance. This will be a double top then with the previous top here at market open, but it's looking really weak right now, so I don't know if the market is able to go back above 13,400 or if we will see more sell-off here. But it could happen like yesterday where we saw a sell-off and then a full recovery until the end of the trading day. Let's see what will happen here. We are still on a 4-hour time frame. We are still above 9 EMA, which will act as a support here. The 4-hour candle will close at 6 p.m. my time, which is noon in New York, and we still have the 20 EMA support here on a 4-hour time frame, a little bit lower, which was the high point of Monday. So yes, it is still strong, but it will be interesting where the week closes. So if the week on Friday closes below the previous high points, then on a weekly time frame, we will just see that we still are in this sideways trading phase here. So yes, it's still bullish, more bullish than ES future because we are above 9 EMA level, but it's a long time sideways trading here. So we are trying to push through, but it's not a real hard push. It's just about 100 points above the previous highs from the previous week. So last week the high point was 13,367 and this week it was 13,468. So it's just 100 points above. It's not a big push with all these news from this week, with CPI, with PPI, and therefore, yeah, it's not really strong. It's just taking its time to find a decision, because a lot of big traders are short in this market, and therefore they have to cover if we go further to the upside. But all the numbers I'm looking at are pointing downwards, so we probably will get into this recession, and we see that the market is overbought right now. But because of these situation with a lot of shorties right now here in the market, they will have to cover on good news when the market is pushing higher, and this forces the market to push to the upside. But they are fighting, you can clearly see this, they are fighting for lower levels. And yeah, I'm still fine here with my short position, and I believe that we will close the week in the zone back here below 13,300. Let's see if this will happen. It's just 100 points away, and a lot can happen on one trading day. What about Icon Enterprises? Yes, Alex, let's see Icon Enterprises. So they went out with their earnings on Wednesday. So the earnings were not really bad. We already knew the most bad information from the short report. But what was bad is the investigation from the government. So this brought down the stock yesterday, Harry. As you can see here, we went down in here by 20%, but closed lower by 15.8% yesterday. So a small recovery today, but still below the closing of yesterday. And the implied volatility went back into the options. Yeah, because an investigation is never a good sign, but this will take time. So maybe you can save it over time just by the stock going sideways and the time being in your favor if you are sitting on short puts. I still have my position here with short puts. I closed the 30 strike puts right before the earnings, but I still have 25 strike puts which are expiring next month in June, and therefore I'm still in a position here on Icon Enterprises. Let's see how this is going. So I don't want to be in this position if we go below 28. This would be a really bad sign here, making lower highs and lower lows. But if we can defend these $28 level, or maybe even the $30 level, so indicating higher lows, this would be a positive sign. But from the news side, you have to admit that yeah, this is not a really good sign when there is an investigation started right now. Okay, that's it for Icon Enterprises. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is still interesting, still in the sideways trading phase, but look at the sell-off today. Why is gold selling off when there's fear in the market? Because of high interest rates and because of the incoming recession. Gold is never a good investment in a recession. We talked about this in the previous live streams, and you see 0.9% down for gold. So we will probably retest the lows here soon, 1980. $1,980 level. We talked about this in the previous live stream yesterday, and there's more downside potential back to the 1840 level, which made a previous low point here. You can even draw a Fibonacci retracement from previous high point to previous low point, and then you will clearly see the important levels here. So you see the first Fibonacci level, 38.2%, is sitting here at the previous low points. And then the 50% Fibonacci 1960, 61.8% Fibonacci at 1927, then 1890, and finally 1830. So a lot of room before we will see lower levels. We need a breakout below 1980. So normally we see a bounce here on this level, and then next attempt a breakthrough. Let's see and wait what will happen. If we see more bankruptcies in the banking sector, then we can also go to the upside and retest the previous high points and even go to $2,100. But I'm not expecting too high levels for gold right now, rather going to the downside here, because cash is king. If you are in a crisis, everyone wants his cash, especially with the high interest rates. So you can put your money into money market funds and earn about 4.5 or 5% short term, and this is more interesting than staying in gold, which is dropping assets here right now, which is not really interesting to be invested in right now. Okay, so I think we covered the most. Let's just have a last look on our on our Nasdaq, what it is doing here. Yeah, still going sideways, still being weak, so probably going to lower levels. I'm ready to short with more if we will retest the high points here from producer price index news, and I'm just waiting with my short swing trade position for lower lows to come here and the week to close lower. Let's just have one last look on the news, what is interesting for this week. So tomorrow is nothing really special, no 3-star events. So if there are no special news, I will not live stream tomorrow. One free day for me, but next week will be interesting again. On Tuesday we will have core retail sales and retail sales 1 hour before the market is open. And on Wednesday, building permits, again 1 hour before the market is open. I will try to live stream both. And on Thursday, Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index, together with the weekly number, initial jobless claims, and existing home sales half an hour after the market is open. So again, some nice news to produce a live stream. Okay, hope you had some nice insights and can have some happy trades today with some nice profits. Thank you for watching, and we will see us next time on next Tuesday probably. Have a nice start into your weekend. I say goodbye. Thank you for watching.